Hello, my name is Jake Johnson. This is speech number 2 of public speaking. The speech I did was What Makes a Good Life by Robert Waldinger. To summarize the speech, he basically discussed how he was a director of study, and this is a study that lasted a really long time. It started in 1938. They started with Harvard students, and they took that study, asking them every year or so, how their life's been going, just regular questions, and documenting all of it with so many different people. And they did it all the way up until these men were in their 80s and 90s, and he even discusses how it was getting to the point where some of the people from the original study were passing away, so it was harder to keep the study going. The delivery he makes, he has a lot of eye contact with the audience. He's constantly looking at different people, looking around, smiling. He maintains good eye contact while also having really good posture. He's using his hands a lot. He's looking around different areas of the audience. This good posture also helps the audience to be more lively, along with, he makes jokes here and there to keep the audience engaged, but also while making these jokes, he makes a good point to go with the joke. So it isn't really just comedy. It's like he makes a joke and then he makes a good point to go along with it that still refers to what he was originally talking about. And these jokes, this good posture, the eye contact, this all keeps the audience engaged while he's speaking. He also, throughout the speech, he pauses. So he makes little pauses after he says something that is, I guess you could say, more significant than, like, a significant part of what he was saying. He'll say that and then he'll pause. He lets the audience, lets it sink in, lets them understand what he just said. Along with that, he also uses, since it was a study, he uses very many statistics to dive deeper into what was actually going on, and what was happening in these people's lives. Some of the things that he talks about were that connection. These men, once they get older, to their 80s, 70s, 80s, that age, connection to people, family, friends. That is one of the main things he says that that's one of the main things that makes a happier life, you could say. And then he also says that relationships can have positive and negative effects on people's lives. Throughout your life, if you're with somebody who's toxic, mistreating, all these other things, it can lead to not being as happy in life. But if you're with somebody who makes you feel comforted, stays with you, when you're with somebody until you're that old, a lot of your life depends on really how you're treated throughout that relationship. And he discusses that a lot, as well as involving statistics, like saying at least 1 in 5 men came to when they were asking their studies, they came to them and said they were lonely when they were older. And the conclusion, I did actually enjoy the speech. I thought it was good. I thought the points he made were intriguing, and I liked the fact that it wasn't really just him talking. It was also based off of the past study he made. I had also heard about that study before I had watched this video. So yeah, and that's it.